welcome to Spotlight. Today the spotlight is on a man who started his business with £2 but has made it worth over £200 million now. A man who could not own a cycle, who could not buy a cycle and now owns a Rolls Royce. A man who could not finish his law degree but now has been offered doctorate from various universities for his achievements in life. And a man who grew in refugee camps but now owns a plush house in a posh area on a private road in London. Dr. Rami, who owns two of the fastest growing companies in the UK, has been given number of Queen's Awards. We must know about his incredible journey and meet his incredible family. Here we are at his house for breakfast, where we begin our journey, the Spotlight's journey with him today. Rami Ranger opens the door and he's all pretty. Welcome. Look at him. Awesome. Thank you. Lovely smelling, sir. What have you done?
Did you? The fragrance has come.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting us in and thank you for calling us for breakfast, and you're all set for the day already.
I'm looking forward to it. Ready for the office after this. And I call my wife. Renu ji.
Oh, the pretty Renu. Hello. She's not only his ardhangani, but ye kaam mein bhi ardhangani hai. Huh? Backbone of the work.
You heard me say, without her support, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Actually, he said that with behind your back, in the sense, so which means that that's true.
So this is our house where we entertain our guests.
And I can see the first thing is your dad's.
My father. He was martyred in 1947, trying to save 600 students who were taken out of procession against the division of India. They were caught in riots. He went to save them. Student was saved, though he lost his life.
No, I know about the... Actually, tell me one thing.
Same picture is in Golden Temple, Amritsar. And
really?
Also a statue on a road after his name in Amritsar. So it's a very...
और उस पे लोग नमन भी करते हैं, आपने मुझे बताया था. Just tell me, his Shaheed Sardar Nanak Singh ji, how did you become Rami Ranger? I've always thought.
I never used to use my family name, Rangar. I made it Ranger to make it easier for English people to pronounce. But I used to use Singh. But in those days, when you applied for a job and you wrote a name Singh, there were a lot of prejudice and a lot of discrimination. So they would never invite you for an interview. So that's how I had to change my name in '76, so that they can at least invite me for an interview. Then I could take over and I could impress them. And it worked. It worked.
It worked very
fantastic. Well. Every time I applied for a job, I was called.
This is my favorite part of the house, by the way. It is my favorite part. So explain this. I think this is what is lovely. Renu ji, you do it.
I think that, when you have pictures and you put them in albums, you never get to see them. So I think I put them up here, and then the children come and they look at their own photographs and they like it, and we kind of change them periodically.
And that's what shows they have this whole splurged, huge family, and everyone is either connected to the business or, Hannah?
Yes, yeah, mostly. My older daughter is connected, my son-in-law is. And then the middle one, they're both medical doctors. And the little one at the moment is not. Maybe she will be.
So tell me, how is it to work with him? To be with him in the house, or uske baad office mein bhi jaake?
Well, he's not at home very often. Nowadays we've got a good arrangement. So by the time he gets to the office, and we do different things, so you're not on top of each other all the time. And we have different areas of responsibility. So
you have made sure that you don't cross each other's path in the office that much. No, you sit next door in the sense that your responsibilities are different.
Yeah, the responsibilities are slightly different.
What is your... आपके आधिपत्य में क्या है?
Corporate affairs,
We
HR.
started out, yeah, it was a lot. It was, you know, a lot of different things, and then now it's just corporate affairs, HR, and I used to do a lot of intellectual property, but not
keep me
anymore.
straight.
Keep you on line.
So now I don't.
Fantastic. तो you started with him एकदम शुरू से आपने साथ में काम किया?
No,
I started, she supported me.
I used to work for the civil service, I worked for the Inland Revenue, I worked for the MOD. Then when he was okay, then I started after I had our youngest child.
So when he was working in all these various places doing his jobs, then you were working in different.
We were working separately.
So tell me now that you have worked as well as been with him all his life, what is his plus side and his downside?
The plus side is he's a very generous man, and when he listens, then he is very logical. And I think the downside is, I guess, I don't know, when he doesn't listen, he's not so logical. You know?
Doesn't listen, that's the whole point.
All the time I listen. Yes. But sometimes there's a difference of opinion. Only two fools agree all the time. Yes, so sometimes.
There's a line for everything, don't you?
Yes.
मैंने इनकी लेकिन weakness ढूंढ ली है.
Telephone.
Yes, that's something that's quite irritating because he's on the phone 24/7.
Yeah, I have to keep an eye on my emails, my messages. There's so many things happening here. Twitter, WhatsApp, SMS.
Seriously, people, you have already revealed your age, so I would as well. They find it very, क्या कहना चाहिए, scared to get into this, or apprehensive is the right word. कि social media, this, that. You're just really taken onto it.
I know, but I don't consider myself. You know, some people age with age. I did not age with age. My age has gone very far and left me behind. So I feel I'm about 45, 50 years old. So for me, you know, I'm adaptable.
How absolutely inspiring. But this is not the end. We also have to go and follow Dr. Ranger in his Mecca, the workplace where he created and made 2 into 200 million pounds at this point in time. So come along with me on Spotlight. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Spotlight. After having a delicious meal at Ramiji's beautiful house, it's time to find out about this incredible journey. 2 pounds से 200 million से ऊपर, from not even able to afford a cycle to having a Rolls Royce, from not being able to study to getting 2 doctoral degrees from 2 universities. ये क्या कमाल किया आपने? How did you do it, Ramiji?
I didn't do much. I just been lucky, and I had great people supporting me. सबसे पहले तो, you know, I must say my mother was a great inspiration. Yes, because she was widowed at the age of 35 because my father was against the breakup of India on the basis of religion. Yeah, my mother lost her husband due to his belief for United India. She lost her ancestor home, country, came to Patiala as a refugee. So I started my journey age 2 months, minus father, from a refugee camp in Patiala. I was a spoiled child because I was the youngest of the family, and because, you know, I was born after the assassination of my father, and she used me like a toy. I used to take her mind off the tragedy. So she, you know, I was literally spoiled. So I convinced my mother after I graduated from Punjab University, Chandigarh, that if I become a bar at law, I will be able to earn much more with, you know, degree of UK after my name. So I persuaded her, and she bought me. Well, I sold my motorbike and I sold people. I got the airline ticket. I came to UK, and it was a cultural shock to me. Yes, because we had seen English pictures, you know, garden, manicure garden, nice sports car. Everybody spoke in Queen's English. Here I couldn't even understand Cockneys. When I came, there were so many different accents, Scotch accent, Irish accent. I had no idea.
Grass was not really greener on the other side.
So I decided, because at that time even the government had changed law, the student had to be here for 3 years before they could qualify for grant. So I said, I made a big blunder, I'll go back, but before I go back I need to buy my motorbike back. I need to buy
motorbike वापस चाहिए था.
हाँ, so मैंने पैसा सोचा कि I'll earn some money and then go back. Wherever I went, have you got experience? No experience. Have you got experience? In the end, finally, there was only job which experience was not needed. It was job of a car cleaner. So I worked as a car cleaner. My job was to de-wax the car. Cars used to come from factory all covered with wax to protect them from the element of nature. So my job was to de-wax them. It was very messy, smelling job, cold, whatever. So one day I was walking home and I saw opening soon KFC shop, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Opening shop, cook required, no experience needed. I walked in.
और आप cook बन गए.
I became a cook. I said, thank God, I will work now in a warm area and I don't have to really smell all that nonsense of the chemicals and all this. So I got job as a chef, as a cook in Kentucky Fried Chicken, 35p an hour. I worked very hard because I wanted to go back. Anytime they were short staff, I volunteered. And they were so impressed that, this is a very hard working, but I was educated also. So I could work on the till, And one day my manager had gone to look at his house, some gas escape, and I was working on the till. And the district manager came, he saw me, I was very enthusiastic with customer, good morning, good afternoon, how are you, what can I do? He was watching from distance and he was very impressed with my attitude. I was smiling with customer and I would like to take care of them, and very quickly I was serving them. So he came to me, oh, you can work on the till? I said, yes, I can. Oh, we have a vacancy as assistant manager. So I got a job as assistant manager, and then I worked hard. Then I got a job, my first job as a manager after just 1 year, and then I worked there for another 1 year, and they had no idea that this man wants to make money and go back. My agenda was
wants to buy a motorbike and go back.
So they had no idea of my hidden agenda, but they were very impressed with my positive and productive attitude. And then I became a district manager in charge of 10 stores. I had, about chicken, I had so much knowledge that I was a PhD. So Still do. I can cook. So I became in charge of 10 stores, 100 staff, and day-to-day operational running of the store. And I made that #1 district. And then I stayed there for another 6 years, and I forgot about my studies.
You forgot about studies, you forgot about the bike.
So one day I'm going to promise I will complete Bharat Law and go back and practice.
अभी भी बाकी है, हाँ? ये आपका ये
what I have let my family down very badly. So then, I was made redundant. Then I did a corner shop, and like everybody did, and I got fed up with corner shop. Very hard work, 7 days a week. Then I started working with Dixon's, which was taken over by Curry's, and I was a manager there. I was again #1 manager. I always produced outstanding result. I never cut corners.
Hard working.
Dixon के बाद I saw people buying electrical goods from UK, television, microwave, videos, computers, washing machine, and they were shipping them back home and to Africa, Middle East. In those days, Japanese company were not in Africa; they were just coming to UK. So people used to come. So I saw that if there was unaccompanied baggage, that if you take unaccompanied baggage, the cost of taking, shipping, air freighting is much cheaper than taking accompanied baggage. So मैंने सोचा मेरे को यहाँ तो promotion भी नहीं दे रहे, even though I'm #1. There was a perception that we are not intelligent. वो कहते हैं when a bad employer doesn't look after his staff, he goes and work for the competition. But in those days, even competition were reluctant to employ us. So we had no choice but to have our own job.
Was it because of the color of your skin?
Prejudice was there because it's not their fault, because we were just struggling community. We had arrived, we had no track record of success. we were not as prosperous as we are, and we could not. So their perception was right that we were not capable. But anyway, they did us a great favor. So everybody joined the queue and became corner shop owner and newspaper shop and grocery shop. They got successful, and I did the same. I will start my own business. I'll become master of my own destiny. So I started a freight forwarding company, just £2 capital from a shed, because it was service industry where, like doctor, accountant, solicitor, you don't sell anything, you sell your service. So my job was to collect electrical goods from Tottenham Court Road, Edgware Road, John Lewis, Harrods, and take them to their destination. I always try to look a little bit further. What next? What next? So I was just thinking, and it went to see supermarket, Tesco brand, Sainsbury own brand. They were saying, but then I said, the people buy Mercedes, but they also buy Toyota. There are people who cannot afford Mercedes. There's a market out there in Africa, Middle East. So I decided to go back to these manufacturers. I said, you make product for Sainsbury, Tesco under their brand. Will you make for me? And they say, yes, if you can pay us in advance and you can do X amount of quantity and blah, blah, blah. Whatever the conditions, pay for printing, blah. So I said, yes, I will. And I got the product. Businesses.
And now it is Sunmark.
Yeah, under Sunmark company. So I launched another company in 1995, Sunmark Limited, as a marketing company, logistic company, Sierra Land. This is a marketing company.
Wow. So, what I can hear from your story is that you're a very clever man and you filled the gap in the market. Absolutely. You saw it and you filled that gap. Now, will the son-in-law tell me the inside story of this man? Something naughty, weakness, joke, something.
I was going to say, I can give you the inside story of me because of him. Yeah? People talk about how you're, when people talk about you're lucky enough to work with people or you're lucky to have exposure to certain types of people in life, so whether it's Hindujas or someone like that, the privilege you have is you get to see how people think differently every day to the norm. Yes. That's what I get. I get it every day.
You get it
so it's very lucky.
And you get it at home.
We meet up after.
And you get it in the form of your daughter.
Absolutely. So it's something very special.
I know, of course. So ससुर के साथ काम करने में कैसा रहता है?
You have to understand that ultimately, outside of the office, he's my father-in-law. In the office, you have a certain additional respect for him. You can't say some things which you feel sometimes.
So, कभी घर में झगड़ा हो गया है बात?
You have to understand that you're running a company. If you're running a company, you have to understand that there is a line of command and you have to follow that wherever you are. So the relationship is there, no, without a doubt, but it's also there that you have to understand how you work together.
Okay. Now, is there any one thing that you have always wanted to tell him but you haven't?
Oh, no. We talk very open. Yeah, there's nothing like that. He's a very open person by himself and he encourages that as well.
Okay.
So it's very easy.
So you go partying with him as well?
Yeah, we do. We have a drink together as well.
So how is he as a party animal?
Oh, he's one of the best. When he gets out, he's a great joke teller. I don't know if he's told you any recently, but he's one of the finest joke tellers you will tell.
I'm finding out. He's a great joke.
memory for jokes. So he's great fun to go out with.
I have zero memory for jokes and I really respect people.
I'm the same. I admire that. I wish I could remember more, but he's especially good at them. So you go out there, you have a couple of drinks with him, and it's a very different environment.
Joke time.
Yeah.
We'll now see in next segment what is the other side of after six that he does, which is about the community and the real passion that he has. So stay tuned on Spotlight. Welcome back to Spotlight. The Spotlight has been on Dr. Rami Ranger today, and all his evenings seem to be spent either speaking on business events or community events or some political engagement. And we have followed him to one such engagement which is called E2E Exchange. Or I have with me the organizers, very young Shalini and her mother, Dame Asha Khemka, thank you very much for your time. E2E Exchange, let me quickly say, is a platform created for entrepreneurs to share their wisdom and also to network, isn't it? And I can see it buzzing. I hope you can hear us. So fantastic, Shalini. Tell me, what made you call Rami ji as a speaker here?
Well, Rami is I guess the epitome of an entrepreneur. He started his business from absolutely nothing, and he's raised it to be over £100 million business. But what I love about Rami is not just his business and entrepreneurship skills, he is a man of the community. So why I wanted him here today is that he thinks socially, he thinks about the better good, and he is what I would call a pioneer for change in the entrepreneurial arena.
So now the spotlight should move on his daughter. Now that she's here, let's catch on with her as well. And of course, the last word from Rami Ranger in the end. Sabina, no one is giving me sneak peek, naughty, funny side of your week, some weaknesses. Tell me something that we won't know about your dad.
My dad, he's a very, very giving person. He has a heart of gold. He always wants to help anyone he can. He's very generous and he's very, very supportive. He is very funny. He does have a few jokes that he'll crack out. I'm sure he'll tell you them. But he's a very supportive father. He's always encouraging us to be the best amongst the rest, is one of his famous sayings. And yeah, we're really lucky to have him.
So what is it about your dad? Who do you get along with more? Who would you confide in, your dad or your mum?
I think my mum, because I think as I've grown older, my mum's become more of a friend. So I can have a gossip with her, I can go shopping with her. But my dad's always there to, keep us grounded and give us the daily advice and pass on his wisdom to us.
They say excellence endures, it remains long after everything else is forgotten. It is paramount to join bodies and organizations which represent the field we are going to be in or we are in, as this will keep us abreast of what is going on in our field. This also offers us the opportunity to network with the right people in our chosen field. As you heard from the Richard Branson, how important it is to network with the right people, because sometimes it doesn't matter what you know, who you know.
Excellent speech, Rami ji. Fantastic.
Thank you.
So ये ज्ञान लोगों को बहुत काम आने वाला है. But tell me, what all your evenings? I see you and meet you so many times in a lot of events. What do these events give you?
Well, you see, look, the experience I have has to be shared with people. If I take it away with me, and if I don't share it with other people, then it's no use to me and no use to them. And no one can learn everything from their own experience. I didn't learn everything from my own personal experience. We don't have enough time. So I think we should share our knowledge. You never decrease by sharing. You actually increase, because they will also give you something. So tonight with entrepreneurs, I'm sharing my life journey with them, and then how it is possible to make a world-class company with very ease. It's not difficult with you. By using logic and common sense, you can achieve whatever you desire to achieve. But of course, you do need to put in the effort, because there's no substitute of hard work.
Fantastic, like you are as well. तो एक बार 5 मंत्र और याद दिला दीजिए, उसके बाद हम खत्म करें. Self-respect,
work ethics,
commitment, vision,
empathy.
Fantastic. ये इन 5 मंत्रों के साथ we are going to finish this spotlight. This is what I take from this spotlight, a special episode with Rami Ranger, who has been an inspiration for many, and we can see here how he gave a fantastic speech about the journey that he has had. We saw and witnessed his journey here on Spotlight, which has absolutely been inspiring. Please join us on another journey next week on Spotlight, inspiring as life is. Please Twitter me at Loveena Tandon with your feedback. Stay blessed. Thank you. God bless.